Hi, I'm Jana and I am living lucky. I help people create an inspired life. That's one that lights us up from within. Now, today we're talking about awareness. What is this consciously aware thing that people are talking about? What is it and how do I get it? We don't know what we don't know. So we don't know what to look for. We don't know how to be aware. It's almost like it's something that you need to experience in hindsight. And when you look back in your life, you think, oh, well, you know what? The clues were there. And of course, I was drawn to this person and then they connected me to this person. Well, I'm going to teach you how to do that in the now. Because it's almost like a video game. And we literally have little flashy things over here and little things here. We just haven't taken the time to communicate and get in rapport with not only ourselves, but with the universe. What's so funny is I have been a communications major. I always thought I was an expert communicator. I have been in entertainment. I have been in broadcasting. I have been on teams, and I have really dedicated my life in communicating with others, building rapport with those around me. It wasn't until I went through a really dark time in life and I stopped and started to communicate with myself. And once I did that, and I aligned my own desires of what I want with every decision that I make during the day, and I aligned that with my divine design, with what God has planned for me, magic started to happen. And the synchronicities started to be everywhere. And the more that I noticed them, the more they would happen. The right people would come into my life, the right opportunities. It was almost like I was creating my own luck. Hence, living lucky. Now, it's a complicated and complex process, and yet it's all oh so simple. Today we're talking about becoming aware. I'm going to give you 3 tangible ways that you can start assessing your own awareness in your life and whether or not it is refilling your cup or if it's draining, if maybe it is depleting your energy. And that's one of the key signs of whether or not you are on the right path. First clue, pay attention to your language. Do you use words like, I should go to that charity event, or, you know, I really ought to go to Bunko tonight. The ladies are counting on me. I'm supposed to have this project due at work. I need to go to the grocery store. Those are all indicators. Those words, that type of language means, even though we use it and it just feels naturally to come out like that, those words are indicators that we are living in someone else's values. Now, let me back up a little bit. Our society has expectations, and throughout our life, we try to mold into what people want us to be. It's called our social self. Some people call it your ego. It may even be a little bit of a combination. We're not going to get into semantics here, but for layman's terms, we're going to call it our social self. It is the side of you that tries to be what you think society expects of you. For most Americans, society expects us to go to school, and then they expect us to get a job, and then they expect us to get married, and some people feel like they want to start a family because this is what we've been taught is the way we show up in life. It's not until you start questioning these societal rules that you really start to get in sync with, what do I want? What do I want? So my first tip is pay attention to your language. Your essential self, that's your spirit self, your soul, it will use language like, I really want to do this today. I can't wait to go work out because it makes me feel so good. Okay, maybe that's a stretch. But you know what I'm saying. It'll use words like, I choose to do this project because I know that it is important to my career. I have decided. So these are words that come from your essential self, and your essential self always knows best. Now, if your essential self and your social self start battling, that's when we have some work to do, but I can help you with that as well. So number one tip is pay attention to your language. Number two, start auditing your energy levels. Your body is talking to you. You know that, let me hear my body talk, let me hear my, I know, I'm not Olivia Newton-John, but your body is always talking to you and it's always sending you signals. So if you're around a certain group of people and all of a sudden you feel drained, you feel depleted, you feel, let's just call it icky, then that's not probably a group of people that you should hang out with on a regular basis, because they're not filling you or recharging your soul. Your essential self is telling you, you know what, I don't really like hanging around these people. The problem is we have a hard time setting boundaries and saying no because we're afraid we're not going to be liked if we cut off a relationship, or we're afraid we're going to be rude, or we're afraid that it's not going to be socially acceptable. But your energy levels don't lie. If you are dragging yourself to work during the day and you notice your energy levels just slowly decline, there's something there that you need to start paying attention to. There's something there that your soul is saying, you know what? I don't want to work in a cubicle. I don't want to work under fluorescent lights. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing. I would rather be outside or be connecting with people, or I want to follow my God-given purpose, which is, and then listen to what you say, listen to what comes out of your mouth. Your energy levels say it all. And I actually have a tool that I'm going to give you. What I do is I set my scale at 0. And then I do an activity, and every hour I measure my energy levels. If it's a positive hour, I give it a +1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. If it's draining me or it feels depleted, then I give it a negative score, -1, 2, 3, 4, or -5. Do you see how if I do this every hour, I can start to really narrow in on my patterns, and whether it's the event that's causing my depletion of energy, or whether it's the people I'm around, or maybe it's simply my environment. Maybe I just need a change in environment. Maybe I need to get out of the house. Maybe I need to go have coffee. Energy is a great barometer as to whether or not you are on your North Star. Because once you start heading in that right direction, it almost 10x's. You'll go to do something and you're feeding yourself energy. You're actually giving yourself energy by going to the event. Have you ever had a social situation where you think, I really don't want to go. I really don't want to go. And then once you get there, once you drag yourself out of the house, you get there and you're like, okay, you know, I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. I just needed that getting out of the house and getting that boost. Well, if you can narrow in, why are you dreading it? And once you get there, what lit you up? Kind of start identifying what are the feelings associated, because maybe your soul is saying, you know what, I don't feel like entertaining everybody, or I don't feel like making small talk. Use your own body as your own guide. And the third tip that I want to say is start asking your brain, hey brain, help me become more aware. Start paying attention to what's important to my soul. Once you tell your brain these things, your brain is brilliant. And even if you don't consciously do it, your subconscious will start looking for the things that light you up, things that you find fun. Here's a video I'm going to show you. Now, in this video, count how many times the yellow backpack gets passed. I believe it was 17 times. I don't know, I'm gonna have to rewatch the video. But did you notice in this video how many set changes? It's all the ancillary things that are happening around. For example, did you notice the student who puts on a hat and then picks up a book? Or how about the lady that comes in and drops the suspicious package? And of course, I mean, the whole time the set is moving, and I mean, we're not even on a real street. But did you notice, were you aware? Now, if I would have told you to pay attention to those things, then that's what you would have done. It's called a reticular activating system. When we tell our brains what is important to us, then all of a sudden it starts to filter out the trillions amount of data that is around us, and it starts to filter the clues that we need. This is called becoming aware. Now, this is just Awareness 101, and I have so many things I want to share with you. So leave me a comment. Let me know if this helped you out at all. And make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that little bell, because next week we're going to even dive deeper. And the more you stick with me, the more you too will start creating a life that inspires you from within. I'm Jana, and I am living lucky.